Hustle culture doesn't just steal your time. It steals your peace, your creativity, your connections with your kids, and for me, it nearly stole me. I used to believe that being exhausted was just a part of motherhood, that success meant always pushing, that if I could just try harder, I'd finally feel okay. But I didn't feel okay. I'm a CPA, a homeschooling mom, and an online entrepreneur currently preparing to move my family abroad. And in this video, I want to share honestly, not from the other side, but from the middle of it, because hustle culture took a lot from me, and maybe it's taken a lot from you too. I didn't notice it at first, just small things, missing dinner to finish client work, staring at my phone while my daughter asked me the same question 3 times, working through weekends because next month will be easier, but it never got easier. The hustle never ended. It just moved the goalposts. And somewhere in all of that, I lost time I can't get back. Time with my kids when they were little, time when I could have rested, time when I could have listened more, played more, been more present. So let me ask you something. What is hustle culture taking from you? What parts of yourself are you silencing to survive? What would you do if rest and joy weren't things that you had to earn? There was a version of me that used to love making music, dancing in the kitchen, dreaming, doing things just because they made me feel alive. But hustle culture taught me that rest was laziness, that creativity was only valuable if it could be monetized, that any time spent not producing was wasted. Eventually, I stopped doing things just for joy. When I had ideas, I pushed them away with thoughts like, that won't sell. You don't have time for that. Focus on what matters. But that was what mattered. And I didn't even know it until I felt completely empty. There were days I was so tired, I'd cry in the bathroom. Nights when my body ached from sitting, working, pushing. And worst of all, I started becoming someone I didn't want to be. Snappy, short-tempered, disconnected from my kids, from my partner, and from myself. And you know what else? For months, the only thing I had energy to do in my free time was binge watch TV. Not even shows I loved, just something, anything to turn my brain off. I'd sit there night after night, exhausted, zoning out, feeling like a shell of myself. That's how deep the burnout had gotten. That's what hustle culture and burnout do. They don't just take your energy, they take your softness, your patience, your ability to love gently. They take your ability to feel like yourself at all. It's not just about working too much or being tired. There's a huge cultural pressure on moms, especially nowadays, to do it all. Social media doesn't always help either. It can make us feel like we have to be perfect, productive, and constantly on all the time. Scrolling through feeds filled with hustle harder posts can make you question if you're doing enough, even when you're exhausted. That constant push can make it really hard to slow down or to admit that you need a break. I'd love to know, have you ever felt like the hustle culture changed you into someone you didn't recognize? If this resonates with you, just type "me too" in the comments. I read every single one. I'm not on the other side of this yet, but I'm starting to step away. Slowly, intentionally, I'm building remote income streams so I can work from anywhere, on my terms. I'm planning to move abroad with my family, not to run away, but to build a slower, more meaningful life. If this kind of life speaks to you, one with remote work, more time with your kids, and less pressure to prove yourself, I hope you'll subscribe. This space is for women just like us, women leaving the US and creating something gentler. Here's what I've learned so far. Hustle culture is toxic, and it's not your fault that you believed it. You can slow down without falling behind. You don't need permission to choose peace over productivity. Your creativity still lives inside you. You just need space for it to breathe. You're allowed to want more freedom, more rest, more connection, and you don't have to earn it by burning out first. If you're dreaming of working remotely while you plan your own soft life abroad, I've created something for you. Grab my free guide, 15 remote job ideas you can do from abroad. It's linked in the description below, and it's filled with flexible, doable options for women just like you. You don't have to stay stuck. There are always ways to create income without the burnout. If no one has told you lately, you're doing enough. You're allowed to slow down. You don't have to stay in a system that doesn't love you back. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If this spoke to you, please subscribe, share, or just send it to a friend who needs to hear this. And don't forget to grab that free guide below before you go. Until next time, take care of yourself gently.